That said, we're going to talk about one of the first major changes, and that is Dynasties. So let's go to the Dynasty here. You have a profile that you create with the Conflux or your Uplay account. One of the mistakes I made is when I purchased the game, it automatically created a name, so now I've got this lame shop name. It says shop and a bunch of other stuff. It's boring. I'm trying to get them to change it. But then you choose a portrait for your Dynasty, and then you have names and titles that you can earn over time, or that you can purchase from Dynasty rewards. You then choose the symbol that represents your Dynasty in battle, and then your preferred hero. This tracks your stats, your most recent victories, the total games you've played, the number of victories you've had in multiplayer, single player, and in duels. Then it introduces an achievement system, so you choose your favorite achievements. These are my favorite achievements here. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, but yeah, let's talk one thing about that right quick. Might and Magic Hero 6 introduces the achievement system, which when I first saw it, I was like, oh great, this is another thing to appeal to achievement whores who want to get achievements just to say they did it. But then when I found out that achievements actually are worth getting and reward, and well, basically achievements give you points. You can see the numbers here next to each achievement for accomplishing it. That's how many dynasty points you get. Dynasty points are what you use to advance your dynasty with new skills and new abilities, so you want to go for the achievements. Um, like good achievements like this, like Day of the Destroyers. That was a nice one to get, 500 points. Nice. But there's some other achievements. Some are your standard, easy to achieve stuff that you'll get, like by collecting resources, conquering towns. These will happen anyways, but other achievements, like the ones I get, Nobody Left Behind or something like that as it's called, that's one of my favorites, in which you have to win a battle without losing any troops. Or if you lose troops, you have to resurrect them before the battle's over. I also like the Blitzkrieg achievement. And then one of the achievements that I like too is the ones that reward you for peaceable actions, like during the month or the week of festivities. If you do not kill any creature at all during that week, you get an achievement with so many points called the Festival of Life achievement. And then other achievements like that. But basically, you get achievements, you earn points, which you can then assign, let's see, here at the Altar of Wishes, which you can then use Dynasty points to purchase new rewards and upgrades. You start out, or there's several, like I said, I should explain Dynasty levels right quick. You start out at level 1 naturally, and at a rank that, well, I'm playing the German version, which I believe that translates to Ice rank. I don't know what it is in English, I don't really care either. Um, you start out that, then at level 10, you reach the bronze rank. At Dynasty level 20, you're at the silver rank, 30 gold, 40 platinum. And different ranks give you different advantages. Obviously, the higher ones are more powerful. Here, with it's basic, so these are the only ones available to me, just basic portraits. There's some vanity items that you can get, different portraits for your dynasty. As you advance, the portraits get a little cooler. Let's see, where is it here? Yeah, you get cool dragon portraits and things like that. But some other things that aren't vanity that are actually worth it are what you call dynasty traits. Dynasty traits, or if you want more vanity, there's options to purchase titles that you can then have to yourself, which other players in multiplayer will see. But if you're like me and mostly play on single player, that's really not much use. But here's where the dynasty abilities shine. It allows you to, each hero that you have in game can have so many dynasty points, and you start out only being able to have one dynasty bonus. But as you get up, like when you get to the bronze rank, you can, for 3,000 dynasty points, you can purchase this, which allows you to have 2 dynasty points in a hero at one time. And some of these dynasty bonuses are actually really nice. Like here's one, the base creatures, you get 3 more a week, which can really add up, because there's other skills you can get which add to the amount that you get. Like one here that gives you more gold a day. So you can choose, like you choose your hero abilities and all that too, naturally. Like I say, dynasty traits. And I may sound all weird and all that, but I don't care. I think I've got some good information. Point is, you've got an achievement system now that works into your dynasty that allows you to earn points to purchase cool rewards, new portraits, and Dynasty weapons. I guess while we're on that note, let's talk a little bit about Dynasty weapons. But first, let's go here to the Dynasty Heroes page. Your Dynasty has several different heroes, and these are unlocked by doing certain actions in the game, certain campaigns. However, showing you the ones I got here: Aguari, Svetlana, Yumi, Kral, Asaka. But I believe some of these, I think like this guy and this guy, I may be wrong. These were pre-order bonuses, I believe, since I pre-ordered the game. So if you get it, you may not have access to these characters. So, nah, 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 nah. Yeah, this is the character from the original first introductory campaign. So as you do the campaigns, it rewards you with Dynasty weapons. These are the current Dynasty weapons that I have available. I have a couple available here. You start out with like 3. At least I started out with like 3. I think 1 or 2 of these is a pre-order bonus, as I said. But then you have the different items and you assign these Dynasty weapons to specific heroes. Some are magic, like these 4 right here are magic. Others are for might heroes, like but anyways. Yeah, like this is my hero Adana, which I actually created, which is one of the nice things about Dynasties, which we're going to talk about now. In the previous games, we all had our favorite heroes, and they're because we liked the abilities. The abilities they had went along right well with our style. But how cool would it be to create your own hero, name it whatever name you want, and then customize its abilities to whatever you wanted? Well, if you've been wanting that, lo and behold, Might and Magic Heroes 6 has that, and they do a good job of it. You can go to your Dynasty and click to create a new hero. You can choose whatever faction you want. That's just for giggles. A demon hero. Let's get a female demon because female demons are better. And then you can choose the portrait that you want for that demon. You can give it a name. Evil woman. Wah. I'm not actually going to actually make a hero. And then, different heroes have different abilities, and let's say you want one for your own style. Just cycle through all the abilities that you have here. La 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 la. Ooh, pretty. Bunch of different abilities. You can play around with them later. I'm not going to go into it. Point is, you can choose that and then work them up to a blood or tears reputation. We'll talk more about reputation later. And then determine if you want them to be a might or a magic hero. But yeah, like I say, with Dynasties, you have the ability to create your leader hero with the starting bonuses that you want. So yeah, and the portrait you want, so you can mix and match, create your own names, and that's something that I think a lot of people are going to like, because this Dynasty idea is something they've needed for a long time. And let's close that right now. Yes, I'm sorry. Let's go back to it here. But let's just look a little bit about with the Dynasty weapons. Let's talk about that. I guess I jump back and forth between topics, you have to excuse me, but at the end of the day, I'm going to give you some good information about this game, I assure you. One of the things about this is, since the Dynasty system allows some persistence from battle to battle, which is nice. And one of these things that's persistent is, if you look at these Dynasty weapons, you'll notice like there's a yellow bar here and here, and some of them have yellow bars. Dynasty weapons, as you use them, gain experience. And so the more you use a Dynasty weapon, the more abilities that weapon actually has and grants you. So, and these abilities, they carry over from battle to battle from the hero that uses them. And the way it works is, if you unlock them in another game, you can then assign them to whatever hero you want. I mean, this was unlocked playing the initial campaign, but I'm assigning it to Adana, the sanctuary hero of my choice. So you can mix and match like that if you want. And the beauty of it is, these Dynasty weapons are actually held by the hero in combat, and in the in-game info screen, so you can actually look at them in combat. They'll be wielding this weapon, and so it really adds a nice touch to it that I like. Let's look at Dynasty traits. As I said, you can purchase new Dynasty traits. You start out with 3. The one that lets you get more wooden ore, start with more wooden ore. One that gives you an artifact with more points to destiny, and one lets you start with more gold. Pretty basic stuff, but you only have 1 point right here. Like I say, as you get up in Dynasty levels, you can get more points, and then you can get more cooler abilities, and then you can assign whatever Dynasty traits you want to each specific hero. Like, as you can see, I haven't assigned dynasty traits to them, but this way, this hero can have the dynasty traits that I want, as well as the abilities that I want, and so that allows you to support a specific playing style. So with this, like I say, with the dynasty system, a lot of people are going to love this because you can really play as you want to play. And on that note, let's talk about skills. I mean, we all remember from the previous games, if you wanted to have a skill in certain something, but each time you leveled up, you had a choice of like two different skills, and sometimes none of those skills that you had a choice from were any of the ones you wanted. So you ended up having to get a skill that you didn't want, and then that could really mess up your style. Well, apparently they've listened to these kind of complaints about that kind of thing, and the skill tree and leveling up is now very similar to what you experience in an RPG, in that you get skill points and you can assign them to whatever you want. So if you're the kind of player that loves archery, from the start you can start giving your hero skills that enhance the archery and ranged units. But if you could care less about ranged units and want units that just pound on the attack, you want to do massive damage, then go ahead and start putting points in from the start to better attacks, things like that. So this hero, Adana, her special ability is Stand Your Ground, so she starts with that ability from the start with a bonus, which gives them extra retaliatory strikes, and these strikes do more damage, and their defense against damage is increased. So she has a good defensive bonus. I've assigned her points into mainly defensive skills because she's a tier sanctuary hero. But point is, you have now the option to build your heroes however you want them to support your playing style. There's no more of this, well, I hope the next level up I get the skill I want, or man, why can't I get it? No, there's none of that, and that's gone. Like I said, or if you wanted to be, start off with like siege equipment, really good catapults and stuff for siege heroes. And another beautiful benefit of it is, your secondary heroes, but we'll explain those a little later. Another thing I want to explain, you have might and you have magic heroes. In the previous games, you had what was called a magic guild, and again, you had this hoping that the magic guild would have the skill or the spell you want, and if it didn't, it was like, arg. Well, that's gone too. I mean, you have your spears of magic. If you want healing spells from the start, you just go to light magic, level 1, you assign a point to healing, click check, and you're done. Now, as you'll notice, there's nothing here on the bottom rows. That's because she's a might hero. Might heroes have access to level 3 might abilities, but only level 1 and 2 magic abilities, and vice versa. So, like I say, that's why the game is just so much more awesome now. So, if you want all water magic, then you can just go ahead and max out the points in water magic as quick as possible. To show you how these rows work, level 1 skills are available from level 1, level 2 skills are available from level 5 and up, and level 3 skills are available from level 15 and up. And just like in RPG games, you don't have to assign your points. So if, let's say, you want all these water skills, well, there's 3 level 1 water skills. So at level 3 you can have all 3 of these skills, but when you get to level 4 you can save that point, and then when you get to level 5 you'll then have 2 points to assign to the level 2 water abilities, things like that. So you can save your points as long as you want, or if you're in the early game and not sure how the later game's going to progress, then by all means you're free to save some skill points for whatever you want, and then if the situation demands a certain skill, you can just instantly train it because you've got the points available. So it's a really, really nice touch. So like I say, choosing the skills you want, creating your own heroes, giving them their own name, choosing the specific dynasty traits, earning new dynasty traits, having dynasty weapons that level up, really make this game so much more fun, so much more customizable, and so much more personal, and I love it.